Real Housewives of Cheshire put their creativity to the test as they try to hail ataxia. They hit the headlines earlier this week for trying to score a restaurant meal in exchange for publicity, and it seems some of the Real Housewives of Cheshire have unorthodox methods of trying to hail cabs too. Dawn Ward, 46, and Perla Navia, 35, were spotted in Chester earlier this week, using bizarre ways to try and attract the attention of passing cars after a visit to the Doll HQ salon in Chester with castmate Rachel Lugo. Footage showed yoga instructor Perla posing upside down and waving her legs in the air from inside the shop in the hope of attracting attention, after their taxi seemingly drove off and left them behind. When that failed, Dawn ran out of the salon and started trying to flag down passing cars, none of which appeared to be taxis, in the hope of getting one to stop. The strange incident occurred in the same week that Dawn, Perla, and Rachel Lugo were branded trashy for asking Cheshire restaurant and wine bar, Covino, for a free meal and drinks in return for social media posts. In the footage, Dawn could be seen going back and forth between the beauty salon and the other side of the street, waving to cars which sailed by without stopping. Finally, in a desperate bid to grab attention, she picked up a rubbish bag that had been left by all lamppost on the street and carried it on her back. After all attempts failed, Dawn finally returned to the beauty parlor. The same three cast members received attention of a different kind earlier this week after it came out their representatives had tried to score them a free meal in Chester. In an email shared to Twitter by Covino, a wine bar and restaurant, a representative asked for a free meal and drinks for Dawn Ward, Rachel, and Perla. The email read: Real Housewives of Cheshire stars Dawn Ward, Rachel Lugo, and Perla will be in Chester later today, and I was wondering whether you would be interested in offering a complimentary dinner and drinks in return for social media posts. It went on. All ladies have a large following and would be able to promote the restaurant. It added that the three women would be booking a table for 5 at 7 p.m., suggesting they hoped to feed their friends for free as well. Twitter was not impressed with the move and branded the cast trashy for trying to get a free meal in exchange of media coverage. One wrote, "What trashy sounding people, did anyone else have to Google those three to see who they are?" Dawn lives in a £15 million mansion with ex-footballer husband Ashley Ward, who is now a property developer, and has her own non-surgical aesthetics clinic. Rachel Lugo lives in a Grade 2 listed mansion in the exclusive Alderley Edge area with her property entrepreneur husband, John, while Perla's husband Jonathan Barton owns a £60M food services business. The show, which has been on air since 2015, follows the lives of wealthy housewives living in the Cheshire area. Popular cast member Dawn, 45, is one of the most famous from the program, having starred in the show since the first series. She has more than 300,000 followers on Instagram, where she shows off her lavish life. Meanwhile, Rachel and Perla are newer additions to the show, and both have smaller followings, with the latter having only 43,000. Another commented, "Imagine being a real housewife? I think the word real, maybe their husbands don't want them spending their family allowance on lettuce and Prosecco?" One commented, "A table for 5 people with complimentary food and drinks? Are they having a lap?" Son of the Princes of the United Kingdom. Baby Archie's birth obliterated in 15 seconds. Jihadi John was killed by U.S. drone strike in Raksa after his walk Andorra. "You'll find my footprint on my dad." Chilling words of schoolgirl, 15, who became Britain's "I had a brain tumor the size of a golf ball." TV presenter Nikki Chapman bravely reveals how she talented artist's photo-realistic drawings are so good that people think he's using an app. Andorra. I would like to thank Jesus for everything he's done for me. Final words of Alabama death row. I am a nurse. I have to go and help. Heroic final moments of the Angel of London Bridge before. Farage blasts BBC over lack of Brexit party coverage as Question Time episode fails to feature one. Mike Tyndall says he and Zara are yet to meet baby Archie as he reveals they learned of Harry and Dora. Mayday, Mayday. Tories slip to "We will never forgive you." Furious parents confront Champagne Charlie Banker, 31, as he is. Put the barbecue away. Thunderstorms are. May launches Tory Euro election campaign in an empty room and appears to fluff her lines by stopping. Woman abused by paedophile imam who fled UK to avoid jail slams police for failing to arrest him. BA jet carrying 300 passengers from Heathrow to Abu Dhabi came within 20 ft of smashing into an. Council orders J.K. Rowling to cut back the 30 ft Leylandii trees around her historic Edinburgh mansion.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.